Hello. Hello. I don't know if anyone's here, but good evening. I know I'm a day late. I am sorry. I'm very sorry. Uh, did gardening yesterday. Wasn't the best idea in the world. Let's put the comment section up so I actually see who's in. Because this light blinds me at the moment, so I can't see my phone. I can't actually read something. Maybe if I make a small adjustment. There we go. If I actually turn the the brightness up, it does work. Alison, thank you very much. McT, hello, and Kirsty and Nick. Wow, 4 of you all at the start. That was wonderful. Thank you very much for all coming to see me today and tonight and sit with me while I do this. Now, Ali, as you're here, big thanks to Ali because again she has bought something for the channel and for me to be doing things with. And this is what Ali has bought me. She has bought me a basing kit. Now, it came at an absolutely perfect time because it came with this. I've already opened it. I'm sorry because I needed the glue. I needed the basing glue out of it. But not only with the basing glue, you also get another water box, which I did have out. I had it out. There it is. You also got another water box inside with lots of little things in it. And these, I've already tried one out because my son saw it. So you get little grass tufts, which, as I said, I've already taken one off to put on one of my son's art models that he's got. So he's got a little bit tuft on his grass base, on his base now. So little grass tufts, static grass, which I don't have an applicator for, so I will find something to do for it, but I'm just not sure. Speaking of the little man with the grass tuft, there you go. See, little grass tuft that just gets glued on there, and that's what those are. So you just put them on the base, and it looks like you've got a little bit of grass on the base. Isn't that nice? So yeah, I did that for my son, so I've used one of them. I'm not sure how I'm going to use the static grass yet. I will find a way. If anything, I'm not. If anything, I'm not. If not resourceful, so I will find a way of doing that. Tiny pieces of cork bark, which, as I said before, makes absolutely brilliant rocks. So a tiny little bag. Yeah, I do. I am. I've been bought something as a gift. Of course, I'm happy to receive it, and I really wish to show everyone what I've received. I'm happy about it. Of course, I am. However, Kirsty, if you do want to click that link now, you are no longer afraid of being up on YouTube. I can give you a couple of little talk through things about stuff, or if you want to join me up on a blank one of yours, I can help you with some of the bannery stuff. Because I noticed on yours the other night, you had things like those on, and I don't have them. Also, how to do things like changing cameras around and whatnot, and do your other stuff. Good evening. Good evening. Where was he up to? Oh, you've made me. I don't see it. I got rocks. I also got a very fine bag of sand and gravel. This is fine sand and gravel. Just as my friend gave me another bag, another old tub that I had ages ago. So I've got this, which is more of a variant than the one he gave me, which is absolutely excellent. So yeah, that's one of the things. We also get. I'm saving the best to last. By the way, I'm saving the best to last. Now this stuff. This is artificial frosting or snow. So you know, like when you get the spray snow on stuff. And I have my first guest of the evening. I have Mr. Mick T. How are you doing, Mick?
All right, mate. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I've just got to this bag. Now, this bag is a bag of white powdery stuff, so don't go getting excited. This evening buzzard. This is essentially, you know, when you get fake snow that you spray in your windows.
Yeah.
Right, this is the stuff that they put in it, but it's just the flaky, just a very, very small grain snow stuff. So,
I'm with you.
so if I was to do like a grass thing, I could put a light layer of this over it and make it look like it's got a dusting of snow.
I'm with you.
So that's what this is for, is to give things like a frosting or a dusting of snow. Now, as I said, I'm saving the best to last because this is the bit that I intend to use not as intended.
You just thought I better pop up because you sound like Kirsty said, you sound like a kid in a candy shop.
Oh, I am.
I'm going to come up and see this.
It's mostly because of this. Now, this is moss. And you're supposed to use it as moss. No worries. But I've also come to the conclusion that it looks kind of like veiny, brainy type stuff. You know, like the brain things that I've got on me bugs, on the bugs. Well, if I've got one, I haven't got any to hand because they're all put away in there, aren't they? But essentially, it looks like the veins in the brains. So what I'm going to try and use this in some scenery with with some seashells to make up the armor. And I'm going to try and make some claw things that are going to kind of come up out of the ground using that on one side as the armor and that with something else on the other side to make it all veiny and muscly and thingy on the underside. I have absolutely no idea how it's going to turn out. But hey.
Well, listen, practice makes perfect.
I've got to do attempt number 1 first. Once we've got round to attempt number 1, I can find out if it's even worth going for attempt number 2 or 3. But that is everything that I got in the basing kit, which will be, if I manage to get all the gluing and all the plastery stuff done tonight, then I'm gonna base Karen, which is my orc based off the stereotypical Karen type person. So cheap tacky gold, knuckle dusters, leopard print pants, pink vest top, blonde hair, wants to see their boss because they've got a complaint. Pink boots because I can't paint Crocs. So I'm going to base this one hopefully if I get to the end of everything else that I need to do.
Pink boots, it sounds like Kirsty on a night out.
Well, it's supposed to be at Karen. So, yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to base it. Good evening, Zaf. Thank you for coming to join us. But for the main thing is I've got to finish this bloody building off. Now, I've glued that bit and that bit on, so I've marked off what is essentially going to be the inside courtyard area, which is going to be that bit. So that should be able to fit a unit in, hopefully. At least a 10-man, maybe even a 20-man unit in there, depending on the size of the bases. Unlike the other one, which is really small, and you can't really get a 5-man in it. But I've still got to brick up this wall, and then both of these 2 layers. So happy days, eh? Happy days. I've got to sit.
When's your next war army thing you got going on?
Well, the problem is, all my usual opponents don't want to play at the moment. They don't like the rule set. They want to go back to an older rule set, and I can't find an edition right now of the codex and the rules to go back to it. I'm more than happy to go back to it. I've enjoyed most of the rule sets, some more than others, but yeah, they don't want to play this current rule set. The only problem is this current rule set is the only one with some of the rules for some of the models that I've got. And it'll be a shame to build them as something else that's smaller and not as imposing. For instance, those absolutely great big whopping things that I've got in the bottom. So I won't be able to use them in any other edition. I won't be able to use them really in any other edition because they're a bit huge. I could count them as hive tyrants if I really wanted, but it seems a bit of a shame So if we did go back, I'd be limited really to my orcs again and my space marines, and I don't really want that. I mean, I've got God knows what. I don't even know if I could use some of the stuff I've got for my orcs, to be quite honest, in the other editions. So my next game is going to be against myself, and I don't have enough scenery to be able to put on the board. Hence why I'm making scenery. So that's why I'm doing all this. So I can eventually, once I've done these 2 buildings, then the rest of the other ruins that I've got, which are plastic as opposed to MDF and look like this. So I've got 4 sets of these to do. These 2 buildings plus the hills. That should give, and a few other scattery around pieces of scenery. It should give me enough to at least hide my tank and hide my big monsters, and it doesn't just end up everything doesn't just get shot off the table first turn by whoever goes first. I actually get a game out of it, and fingers crossed, my missus is going to agree to play the other team because fingers crossed. She's like, I will do it reluctantly. So it's like, right, reluctantly means that you don't want to do it in the first place. I've got to exhaust every other possible avenue first. Then, if I've exhausted everybody else and there's nobody else will play with me, then she'll have me a sympathy game.
Just shave her head, mate, so she can't be washing. There's no washing. Oh, I've got an headache. I'm washing my hair. I don't think so, love. I'm shaving your head tonight.
No, in fairness, if my missus says she'll actually have a game of something with me, she does actually play. Much to whether or not she likes it, or because these games where it's like, I don't even know how to play this. I know you're gonna win straight away. I don't even enjoy it. You win every time. So we'll just play. We'll just do one more time, and yeah. So it gets a bit boring sometimes. That's how I get banned from doing stuff in the house in general. I either whinge a lot through it, don't shut up through it, or people get sick of me winning and they want to play where they've got a chance. But this is going to be the fun bit about this game because it's dice based. Everybody's got a chance. If I roll one all night.
Next time I go that unit, I'll see if I can go over to there's a nightclub just over the road. There's a guy in there, sound engineer, Bailey. He's well into all this. He's got one of the biggest armies, like I said to you before, that I've seen. But his is all Space Marines, I believe. But I'll try and get him in touch with you because there's not many people around here unless you go to the game shop and take all your stuff with you and have a war. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what a lot of people do, in fairness, because there are game shops. For instance, in Manchester, these Element Games over in Stockport. And you can go in, these tables set up, and you and your mate can just go play. And they have tournaments and everything set up there. So it's possible you can go do it that way, but you get a certain demographic of people, let's say, and this certain demographic of people have yet to understand what a washcloth or deodorant are. So after you've been in there for 20, 30 minutes playing a game, you get to know when these people are nearby. Not that you can see them or hear them, but you know they're nearby. So
that's Manx for you.
Nope, that is unwashed, sweaty neckbeard geeks for you. And it does. It's a very particular odor. It's usually associated with teenagers more than anything else. But you generally get it. You generally get it in there quite a lot as well. It gets even worse when it's a bunch of 40-odd-year-old men that are like that. It's like, oh, for God's sakes, come on. At least you lot should know how to have a wash before you going into a big room full of people. But apparently not. So, yeah, a lot of them end up with just full of sweaty people. And all of them can out-geek me, which, in fairness, is one thing to say. Like, really? It's like, yeah, you can out-geek me. And as much of a geek as I am, there's a certain level of geek that I just can't stand.
Yeah, I think there's better geek in all of us. Have you been watching that new Fallout series?
No. Since
Rings
of Power, the game, Fallout 3 was the last one I played and I really enjoyed. The last time Amazon got the hand on something that I enjoyed, they desecrated it and ruined it for me. So, no, I'm not trying Fallout because he was going to give them this lot a go for Warhammer, and they put Henry Cavill in charge, and he went, excellent. I like being in charge of this because it means that you're willing to actually do it justice. You're willing to listen to the fans. So the first thing they did is try to change something. It is apparently he's not set in stone. He's not said for definite, but the rumors is usually not smoke without fire. So somebody's obviously said something, and yeah, it's all gone completely haywire and gone off the walls already. So I'm not looking forward to anything that Amazon should do at this moment in time. Amazon have lost my faith in making programs.
Yeah. Really I don't know. Fallout is brilliant, though, mate.
Is it?
Because it's come from a game and not a book. You know, like a lot of people that read books that have read like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter don't agree with the film.
Yeah.
Whereas with Fallout, it's just a game. You know what I mean? But
games are just as bad, though. Why should I be on the laptop? Okay, if it should be on the laptop, Kirsty, that's fine. But games can be just as bad. Games have just as much in lore inside them as some books do. I mean, just Fallout itself, it has a reason why it's in a nuclear holocaust. And the vaults have a reason and the story behind each of those. And every vault's slightly different and how they work slightly different because of the time that they've been in there, but they were all set up pretty much the same. It's just how they changed over each point. And then you've got the outside world as well, how that's developed over it. So there is story there already from Fallout all the way through to 76, because you've got Fallout 1, 2, 3, 4, New Vegas, 76, and I think that's it for Fallout.
No, Fallout 5's due to be released shortly, and so is Fallout London.
So that's going to be Fallout London.
Fallout London were meant to be out last month, but the Fallout 4 has just released all its DLC content, and Bethesda didn't tell Team Folon FOLON Fallout London, because they're all the developers and the mods that are doing that off their own back. And they were releasing Fallout London, and then Bethesda dropped the bombshell. So as the TV show launched, do you know what I mean? The download, they're doing this upgrade or whatever it is, and they didn't tell Team Fallout. So like London, I asked to wait now to make sure that it'll run with these new DLC upgrades.
Oh, bloody wonderful. It's like nice thing to tell these people. It's like, yeah, we're going to let you do this. We're going to let you carry on. We're going to let you work for months and months and months on end. And then...
Yeah, 3 years. 3 years they've worked on it. But it looks brilliant, though, mate. I've played a little demo of Fallout London. And, like, the Queen is still alive. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. She's a ghoul. But it's mad You know what I mean? It's like all the British armies there, and it's like London. You can imagine how London is or was,
Yeah, and
but it's enjoyable.
so you won't mind giving that a look. I still want to give Fallout 4 a proper run through. Then again, I'm still giving Cyberpunk a run through. I'm barely anywhere through that. But gaming's something really I need to sit down and be able to actually get into it. So I need to sit down and be able to sit there for a good few hours and be able to
Turn your telly down in background.
Say again? I need to turn my what down?
Your telly down in background.
Well, my missus is watching
Eurovision.
My missus is watching Eurovision, and there's people in the room. So,
mate, she needs. If you're allowing her to watch Eurovision,
I can't hear anything.
There's no Eurovision in Mick's house. Let me assure you.
I live in a house with 4 other people. I have to give them some.
I didn't even know that Israel were in Europe.
No, same with Australia. To be quite honest, Australia's in it as well.
Yeah,
that's two funny European countries that I didn't know about. Russia, I don't actually. Are Russia allowed in this one, or are Russia still banned from everything?
No, I'm who cares, mate?
Because I can guarantee one's in but the other one won't be.
Yeah, the most political fucking show on TV that is non-political. Oh, it's crazy.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It is literally political voting without any political recourse.
Yeah. Whoever gives Ukraine more ammo, will get 10 points.
Yep.
Us will get no points because we've got what is it? 2,372 migrants came over today.
Yeah,
2,000.
We're not allowed points because we're the bad ones. Everyone doesn't.
Every hotel in the country is full now, migrant full, and they're expecting at least another 20,000 to come over.
There we go. Curses just clarified for it. Russia is still banned, but I'm guessing that means Ukraine is still in. Yeah, possible.
I don't know. I want Kirsty to knit me some gloves.
I don't think
Wolverine gloves.
I don't think Kirsty's a knitter. I think it's Mandy you need to get in touch with for the knitting.
I'm sure Kirsty does it.
I'm sure Kirsty can do a better knitting herself. But as far as I'm aware, Mandy is the knitter. By that I mean Mandy has already knitted stuff like the mashed potato and things like that. So there is at least some former experience that I'm aware.
Yeah, I had the V for Vendetta knitted woolly hat, but it like covered your face. It like a balaclava, but it was the V for Vendetta. It was in yellow and red. It was mad. I had that in my bag when I got arrested.
Oh, that was the nice thing to have, isn't it? The Guy Fawkes mask.
Yeah. It was pretty similar to the Guy Fawkes mask, but it was the V for Vendetta. It was all white wool and knitted.
Well, that's
but it had like
is supposed to be.
Yeah, but it had like a yellow moustache instead of black, and eyes were yellow. It was mad. It was mad. I'll try and find a photograph of that actually.
I've got some photographs of me dressed in some mad ways that I do not want to find photographs of.
Yeah, it was mad, mate. I had that in my bag. I was dressed as what was it now? A spotted hippo or something stupid, a pink spotted rhino. I had a onesie on, my rucksack, and in my rucksack I had my bong, loads of weed, loads of cocaine, loads of cash. You know what I mean? It was just mad. I were off my pickle. It's like, yeah.
That might have been why coppers pulled you over, you know. Off your pickle in a onesie, running round.
No. Bad, mate. They've been watching this for ages. Do you know what I mean? And the swooped. They got everybody all at the same time. And now I was like in the pub.
Wrong place, wrong time.
No, we stood outside the jukebox, just like, way, like you said, off my pickle. And that was it. I got off a ferry the day before. You know what I mean? And that's what they'd followed me from the ferry.
Ah, right, okay. Just for anyone who's watching this in the future, this was a completely unsuccessful thing, as stated at the beginning of the conversation. He got arrested.
Oh, this is years and years ago. I'm not stupid and young anymore. Do you know what I mean? I'm old and fucking.
I know, but this is still internet, and you'll probably, I know in my luck, I'll get one person who go, he's advocating for. No, I'm not. No, bloody not.
No. By any means, not at all. Don't do nothing wrong. Don't do nothing wrong. It fucking only destroys. It doesn't just destroy your life. It destroys others. Be nice. Be kind. Support leads.
Wait a minute, isn't that kind of a contradiction? Be nice, be kind, support leads.
Yeah.
It's the person you do actually walk into the next match and go, come on then.
Yeah, did you watch that Flying Pig United last night, mate, when Crystal Palace lost 4-0 against Man U? Oh, so funny, I was crying. I was crying, mate.
I have the unfortunate case of I don't have Sky Television, and because of my
it's a YouTube channel.
All right.
So every time Man United win or lose, he'll do a watch along, but after watch along, he'll do the clip of like whenever the team scores. And like, because Man U have been on the worst run, mate, since
it has been a
the war. His rants, mate, have gone like viral. Ryan Reynolds and that Rob McKenna, that Welcome to Wrexham, they like put a clip of him, and they were like, "This is trying to explain to Americans this is how passionate people are about football in England." And there's that him from Man U. He's going, "You fucking." He does a flying kick into his chair, mate, in his living room. He's just like, oh, he's mad. Absolute mad. Shawn Michaels, flying kick. And it's mad. He smashes his plates and his wife walks in and he has to apologise to her. I'm sorry, Nicola. It was a plate. It was an accident. We're losing 3-0 to Bournemouth. And she's like, well, that's good for Bournemouth, isn't it? And he's like, no. You'll have to watch it, mate, honestly. It's funny. These 10-minute clips of his rants are funny, but last night, mate, he just took the biscuit. He's like, oh, his wife popped in, and he's like, all right, love you. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I had to order an Uber. And then, like, Crystal Palace scored, and he's like, I wish you and Uber had come for this Man United team and took him off. I'll go for the test. I'll drive it myself. I'll pay for the insurance.
Sounds like me shouting at Rashford. Constantly.
Worse than you.
I don't like Rashford. I do not like Rashford.
Worse than you. Absolutely worse than you'd ever be, mate. I'll tell you, I'm a Leeds fan. I am Man United with a passion, but that man is funny. He's funny. He's funnier than me. His rants, mate, the things he comes out with.
Well, are you on your tablet or are you on an actual laptop?
Tablet.
Right, okay. Never mind then. I was going to say, post the link in the backstage chat for me and I can have a look at it later. Or send it me via Instagram.
I'll send you it in Insta.
And then I can check it out, and that way I definitely know I'm getting the right one.
Yeah. If I come out of here, I'll drop the link in chat.
Well, because you're up here, I was going to say just send us a link in Instagram. and I'll
Yeah.
check out once I'm off here because my hands is a little bit busy at the moment. Just a little bit.
Yeah, mine are.
Aye, different things are different things. I'm just trying to get this on before this bloody glue goes and sets. Come on, I just want to get this one bit done. There's one side, let me get it done. Don't be a pain in the ass. You're going to be a pain in the ass. Okay. I'm just going to force you over that bit. Stay. Stay. This is not the best masonry in the world. Do not hire me to build your houses.
And you thought about lollipop sticks? They're cheap enough, $1,000.
I've got loads. I use them for mixing sticks mostly.
Yeah, I was going to try and build a ship out of them once.
Oh, God.
Still got the idea. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
But I need something to do. I need something to do. I've got itchy fingers, you know what I mean? But I just can't concentrate, mate. I'm not having a good time at the minute. I'm really not. I've got hospital at 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh, jeez. They phoned me today and cancelled my bloody appointment.
I wish I could.
No, they cancelled it for me, and I was supposed to have one on Thursday, and it's like, well, I'm afraid something's come up with the doctor, and it's like, okay.
I've had that 3 times, mate. I hope not again. You know what I mean? But I don't think they'll cancel it though. It's pretty important. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. If it's needed, they'll keep it on. I mean, this is what I don't know how many times I've been to see this one, so it's not the first time going. So yeah, they'll sort it out differently for this one, and then I'll go to the one after instead, which makes perfect sense. It's about the 4th time they've done it just in this. I've set of 4 appointments, and they've rebooked every appointment at least once, if not 2 or 3 times. It does get annoying. It does, but I'd rather them rebook it than cancel them all. Which is, look, I can deal with a rebooking. If you sit there and go, I'm afraid we've had to cancel all your appointments, you won't be coming back. It's like, hang about. No. I need you so I can sort this out. So yeah, sort your next out. And it's not like I've ever missed an appointment. You know, when you go, if you've missed so many appointments, we're going out. Nope, never missed an appointment with them. Crap, that was too much. So far, I've been okay. I'm just hoping that look stays. I'm going to have to hope that eats away at some of. If not, I can't put that one up because that's going to stop the lid from going on. That layer's going to have to stay off. I was not expecting that. No, it's not good. So when's the next time you get into the lockup, do you think? Down to the shed. Are you going to get out of the house much? Are you going to try to get out of the house?
Yeah. Depending on medication. But tomorrow I've got a meeting with my neurologist. And I've got to have an MRI with some fucking bullshit put inside.
Oh,
and then after that, I've got a fucking something else. I can't remember what, but that's going to take like 6 hours. So I'm in there all fucking day tomorrow, mate. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm not looking forward to it. It's just so bullshit. You know what I mean? But I'll be down hopefully. I'll lock up on Friday. It's poker.
Ooh, that's nice. A nice night. Just sit around and chill.
Well, no, not chill, because I'll get there for like 3 o'clock, and I'll have a couple of pints with us and a smoke, and then I think at 8 or 9 band are rehearsing, so you know how loud it is.
Yep. You're going to be deaf by the
So,
time you start.
and then poker starts at 9. Do you know what I mean? And depending how many people, because sometimes there's 2 tables. Do you know what I mean? And then when the players eventually go out, it goes into 1 table. But the game could go on till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
and then when they finish, they celebrate and everyone has their own little jam, and it's even louder. Do you know what I mean? It's just like mental.
Well, yeah, but I bet it's fun. As long as you're winning. Anyway.
Yeah, and it got a difference, like you said. Do you know what I mean? One night there, mate, last year a week.
Yeah, it does. I'm just going to address a couple of Kirsty's. Yeah, see, that's NHS perfect an example there. An appointment you had 5 years ago, it's been constantly cancelled, push back, and you've been there for 5 years now. Lollipop sticks. They do kind of work as a scaffolding. The problem is his corners because they're flat. So making the corners is a bit of a pain in the ass. What I found is using sprue is actually better. A, because I can use plastic glue, and because it's square, I can do the corners easier. So remind me next time, if anybody can. I'll bring some of my very, very old scenery that I used to just throw out there that I did with some cardboard and some sprue on it, and just, there you go, basic barricade. And I'll show you one of them to show you what I mean. But the sprue works better than lollipop sticks. Lollipop sticks, what they're good for is things like walkways, wooden planking.
Lollipops.
If you board up a window, just cut up a couple of lollipop sticks, place them across, or some coffee stirrers if you want it on a smaller scale, and essentially just use them as wooden boards and wooden planks, and they work because they are exactly what you're using them as. Ooh, I didn't think about this one. This one's got a pipe on the outside. As you can see, I've made a small addition to this one and put a little pipe there. Didn't quite think about that when I realised I was going to be breaking these up. Oh dear. Oh well. Let's have a look at that properly. How's that going to work? Is it going to work well enough? Well, first of all, make sure we've got a decent splodge of glue. Run it all over. Now, it's just out of curiosity, when you get wood splits, when you used to do carving, I'm assuming you used to get a split, or it's like, oh, I've got to mend that, otherwise it's not going to do it. Did you usually wood glue and then use sawdust to fill it in?
No, to be fair, because the carvings aren't as like intricate as what it is. It would just, like I said, it would just print, especially like you say on the plaques.
Yeah.
It would just print it. It would trace the image out, print it on the plaque, and then just get like a sharp crafting knife and just follow out the lines. Do you know what I mean? And then to get the depths with a chisel and that, but with the sticks are in. It's not one long piece.
So they are.
Do you know what I mean? So if it one long piece, because in say like the Lord of the Rings staff, that's in like 5 separate pieces. There's a bolt glued into the middle of each end, and then stuck onto the others. I think each piece is all like 6 inches long. Do you know what I mean? Then an old drill in the middle of each end with a dowel in it or a bolt, and then just glued into the next piece. So each piece was small to draw and then just stuck together. But so it looks like it's all in one piece, but it ain't.
Right. So at that joining point where you've pinned it and glued it together, how have you sorted the seams out?
Rings.
You just put rings around it.
A wooden, just glued a wooden ring around it to cover the joints. Do you know what I mean? So it'll look like a ring that's
so is there a
just
divider?
Yeah, you can't see. You can't see on. Let me get it. I'll show you.
Aye, please, because it's something I've been A, thinking about and B, considering. Well, I should leave that up, so make sure he does read it when he comes back, Kirsty. And right, okay. It's all right. It's all right. Can you see what I've brought up on highlighted on screen?
Here, lads.
That is Kirsty's channel. Right, let me just bring Mick up big. Right, so those studded rings and these other rings, they're all the joining points.
Yep.
Right, okay. Now we understand a little bit more. Kirsty wants to make sure that you're not selling yourself short, by the way. She even shouted this one. And she made sure that I was like, get it up there. Shout it, yes. Yeah, we know Mick T's talented. We know he is. He's modest enough to say that. I'm not. I know I could be better if I was to da.
Yeah, take me off big.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Because I had to leave me up on big to see what the hell I'm doing. I know it sounds daft, it's right in front of me, but the camera gives me a different view. So it kind of helps when doing this. Because I can go back on and I can kind of see if anything's warping where it shouldn't be. And I can realise where I'm supposed to flatten a brick to help it actually fit in line. Right. So now that's gone along there, I've got to make sure that the one above it overlaps.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I've had a gummy and it's kicked in. I feel off my napper.
That is the whole point of them. Well, it's not the whole point of them. They are medication. Don't forget that. But yeah, they are supposed to get you. They are supposed to be rather potent. I believe so.
Yeah, I need them, lads. The bottom of my back is crushed. That's what. One of the reasons I'm there tomorrow. I need surgery at the bottom of my spine. Do you know what I mean? But because I've got MS and I'm going to be in a wheelchair anyway, it's not important. So that thinking about just sticking me on morphine because the inevitable's going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's just kind of going. Well, we've kind of washed our hands with it. That's not really what you want them to do. You want them to kind of go, well, can you at least do something to try and ease it a bit more?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm off. I think I'm having an injection tomorrow in my spine, morphine off. I don't know. We'll just see what happens, what they do. But I need some.
Yeah, you can't be going on the way you have been because it's been running you up. You haven't been able to move. You've not been able to leave house. It's affected you ridiculously. Where's that end bit? That is. You get in there, you son of a.
Yeah, I'm
You
on
see-
this stupid medication where I'm not allowed to have no live treatment. So I can't have a COVID booster. I can't go and have if I get a toothache, I can't go and have any anaesthetic all out because it'll interfere with medication that's going through my body.
So
I've got to carry the. Go on.
I'm gonna say no Novocaines, no essentially anything that
No.
might interfere with your treatment. You're not allowed to have.
Yeah.
Let's face it, the treatment the treatments you're on, a lot of things interfere with it, especially the medical world. Yeah, and yes, staff is very good. You do wood carving, Safter's glass engravings, and they are quite nice actually. I've just paying attention to Charles is going through. But yeah,
I've got to carry this in your right.
What's that? Your card to say you can't take my joint off me?
No, it's a card that if I collapse in the street.
That somebody's got a phone and look, do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, but put me on big a second.
Oh, we've got intellectual Mick now. Glasses have come out.
This is in my wallet, by the way. All right.
Jesus, that's an alert card. It'll take you half an hour to read it. So if you collapse in the street, somebody's got to pull that out of your pocket, read it, shit themselves, and try and get you help. Yeah?
By the time they fucking found my wallet and took the cash out, mate, and read that, I don't think, do you know what I mean? Once you found the cash, they're not going to read that. They're just going to think he's fucked anyway. Do you know what I mean? Where's his phone?
Where's his phone? Where's his money? He'll take his training and everything. But that's because of the areas that we live in, though.
But that's the side effect. That's one of the side effects of the medication that I'm on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I've got. See, the list death as a side effect on mine. I'm in the conclusion that death isn't a side effect. I'm the firm opinion that death is not a side effect. Death's something that shouldn't happen as a result of medicine. If a medicine kills you, then should you be taking it?
Don't know. Well, it's going to happen to us all, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? As long as I go with a smile on my face and a pound in my pocket, I'm all right.
There is that, and then there's obviously most of us have drank quite heftily through our life, and it's not like that's done us any bloody good. So I suppose if the medication's helping a little bit, we should at least try and take it. But some of the risks are some of the risks are like, are they worth the reward?
Yeah. It's mad, mate. The world's gone mad, hasn't it? My face is fat as fuck.
I'll take you off big. That was one way to drop the hint, I suppose. My face is fat as fuck. In other words, last take is down big. I don't want to look at my face.
No, honestly, mate, I just shot myself. I thought, who's that handsome guy that he's got up on panel? And then I just realised it was me, and I thought, oh, you fat face fraggle.
That's been sort of not heard someone used for a while, calling someone a fraggle. In fact, going back a few years since I've heard someone use that one. Oh, they used to use it all bloody time. If they were a fraggle, they were a spanner.
Yeah. Spanner, Muppet, Tosser.
Well, Muppet still gets used a bit. Tosser, obviously, is going to be a staple from football grounds. But you don't see many people calling him a spanner anymore. He's usually a tool. Yeah, he's just a tool. You can't even be given a full use. In that bloody R plus. But yeah, don't hear people calling Fraggles no more. Muppets we still get because obviously Boomers managed to take that one on as a bit of a nickname almost. Calls himself obviously a bit of a Muppet. But yeah, Fraggles. Fraggles were weirder than Muppets as well. Muppets were just entertainment. Fraggles could scare you. No worries, Saf. You have a good night, mate. Hope you have good sleep and a good day tomorrow. And welcome back, Ali. Fraggles were nightmare inducing. Whatever them things were that used to chase them, God, they were horrible.
Oh yeah, got that. Look, Ma, I got a Fraggle.
Yeah, I caught a Fraggle.
Yeah, and Sprocket the dog.
Yeah, Sprocket weren't too bad because he kind of like he wasn't always after eating them, and it was okay, but yeah, them big things were just horrible. And the Fraggles were weird themselves. They was just scary.
But under the Fraggles, what dozers, weren't they? Them little miners, them little purple things, the dozers.
Yeah, the ones that look like Dr. Thingy from the Muppets. Dr. Bunsen. Yeah, they were on as well because he built everything out of little glass shafts. Oh, I wish I could build some of the stuff they did. That was awesome. And if we could build the speed that they did, this will be done by now. How many walls have I done? I don't even know. I've not even kept track. I've forgotten how many walls I've done so far. This is wall number 2. I don't think I'm getting everything done like I wanted to tonight. Karen might have to wait. Or the...
Do you want me to come off panel so you can concentrate more?
It's not stopping me, to be quite honest. You talking to me is not stopping me. If anything, it's distracting. You talking to me is distracting me from looking up every 5 minutes to look at the chat. So I'm actually getting more done.
You never look at chat anyway.
I do look at chat sometimes. But if I've got someone chatting away to me, I look at chat less. And I have to make a conscious effort then to go back and go, right, okay, who said what? Well done, Ali. Awesome. So Republic of Ireland are in the finals for Eurovision. I look forward to you whooping our backsides.
I bet Captain Baptin makes a short about that.
Say again, sorry.
Defense. The island entry is a non-binary witch.
The island entry is a non-binary witch.
Oh, for fuck's sake. She's from Belfast.
Well, no, because that'll be Northern Ireland. Unless it's just a single island entry. Is it a Northern Ireland or a Republic of Ireland? Have they got separate entries, or are they going as a single country and going, no, Sodgers, we're going as Ireland? I don't know about the Eurovision Song Contest, so I don't know. I mean, sometimes we go as England, sometimes we join together and go as Great Britain. So
Ireland is separate.
So Ireland's separate.
And it's the UK, not England.
Oh, and it's UK, not England. Right, see, I'm being educated now. It's UK, not England. And Ireland is separate. Right, okay. And Ireland has entered a non-binary witch.
And they've got 3.
And they've got
3.
And they've got 3. Yes, they've got 3. Oh dear. So, what days is it? Oh, she's from Cork. She's from... You've just landed me in very hot water there, Alison. I hope nobody who gives a fuck actually watches this.
That's hard to believe. That's hard to believe, isn't it? You've got me on panel and you've offended chat.
I don't think I've offended chat. I hope I'm not offended chat. If I have, then in this case, that's your problem because, well, I believe I've made my opinions known on this. If not, I think my current conversation, the way I'm saying it, is making it blatantly clear. So yeah, so she's from Ireland, is she? And she's from Cork, and she's a witch. Doesn't that mean she's got an unfair advantage? Because obviously witches have magic and shit, don't they? Can't she just like bewitch the judges?
No. Where's it? Oh, where is it hosted? Because when we're hosting, it goes through automatic, don't they? Whole city gets a free ride.
Host City automatically gets put through to the final, yeah. So I don't. Whoever's hosting is going to be in the final. So it's definitely not Ireland who's hosted it because they've had to qualify. And the original nations don't qualify either. So us, Germany, France. Is it Italy? And a few others automatically. Yeah. Yeah, possibly Spain as well. They automatically qualify. Everybody else has to have a sing-off to find out, essentially, who's the gayest singer in Europe. And then they all have a big gay sing-off at the end.
I don't care. I really don't care. When a woman when that woman with beard won it, mate, I haven't watched it since then. I thought the world's gone fucking mad.
Oh, I started watching it way before that. I don't like the Eurovision Song Contest. I think it's actually quite bad for music. It's like, let's take all the bad things, all the horrible things, all the things that make music and could make music not be what it is.
It destroyed it for me when they said, whoever runs this company, whoever sat down and thought, guys, a woman with a beard from Israel wants to enter. It's not in Europe. We'll give it a go. Fucking hell. What? How high must you be to sit down and make that decision? Israel's not in Europe. Of course they can join.
Do you want to know something, Mick? That's the problem. None of them get high. They're all teetotal morons.
We should. It's worked wonders for me.
Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Nirvana, the Beatles.
They're all dead.
Yeah, and they all wrote fantastic music, and they all took loads of drugs. There's definitely a correlation there. Some of the best writers have been absolutely off their trolleys when they've come up with the stories that they've wrote. And they've gone down as some of, well, certainly sci-fi's greatest literature. Because you certainly can't come up with some of those really good ideas when you're straight-headed and trying to think properly. I mean, how do you come up with the concept of like Valis without literally waking up and having speed feeds for your breakfast? Valis being the god entity that was beamed into Philip K. Dick's head one day when a Jehovah's Witness turned up at his door and the sun caught the light, and all of a sudden he had this entire book beamed into him about a higher being. You're telling me that man weren't on some serious drugs? He was on some serious drugs. I do. Thank you very much, Ali. I do have tea. I'm going to drink it.
Oh, I love them Jehovah's Witnesses, mate. I make them come in. I sit down for half an hour, mate. I make space cakes. Just send them on the way laughing.
No, they don't come to my door. You know all these people that people get knocking at the doors and they're going, "Oh, I hate it when they come round, and I hate it when they come down." I must have something at my door that says, "Stay the fuck away," because they don't come knocking. Did they come knocking?
What?
And Jehovah's Witnesses.
They come here and I talk to them and send them away.
Oh, right. They don't get to deal with me then. All right. Okay.
I feel bad for them.
Okay, so my missus feels bad for them if they have to deal with me, so she deals with them instead, apparently. I didn't know that. She kept that hidden from me. She doesn't want them she doesn't want me dealing with them because she feels bad for them if they did. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Is that a good thing?
I'm saying nothing, mate. Do you know what I mean? It involves your relationship. Your woman's sat at side of you. She might turn Clyde you if I say something and you'll laugh.
Well, no, I think I'll be safe because I've got all the knives and stuff in front of me, so I'll be all right.
That's even worse, mate. You're tempting her.
Oh, I'm sure she's always tempted. Every time I walk downstairs in front of her, I'm sure the thought crosses her mind of if I just give him a bit of a kick now, no one would ever know. I could blame it on his lockups. I'm sure that
I'm going to go sit down for half an hour, leave chat and talk to you in chat room.
No worries, man. You go get yourself a rest. Look after yourself. Thank you very much for coming up. Yep. And we shall get back to the chat for a moment. Lauren's song, but a milder version. I'm drinking my tea now of we have a lot of them. I see them a lot walking around and on the buses and things. And if I'm out in public, I'm not adverse to having a conversation and being pleasant to them. So after all, they usually are quite nice people. But if they try and bring up the topics of religion and trying to then they've got a very hard sell on their hands. Because first of all, I don't believe John Smith. And I certainly don't believe he dug up something in the middle of America that should have been found in kind of Eastern Europe, Asia. Doesn't make sense. And I know we'd traveled the Atlantic a few times before, and there are people who had been to and from and learned English. And even when Columbus got over there were people who could speak and communicate with not only the Spanish people who had arrived over, but the English people when they arrived later. And there was that's finally because I've got someone to talk to. If I've got no one to talk to, then it's me talking to myself, and then I end up going, I don't know, I don't listen to myself, so I don't know what I end up talking about. So God knows where the topic ends up, and if it should even end up there, because God knows I probably shouldn't sometimes. So giving me someone to actually talk to and give me something to respond to is fine. Is perfectly fine. Don't you worry about it. In fact, it's preferable. Because it's not worse than sat here on Todd. When you like someone to talk to and you end up talking to yourself. Happens a lot, especially when I first started. I'll be having 45-minute streams and there'll be nobody in chat at all. Occasionally, EB or Aisha would turn up on my first few chats. Sometimes Stef would turn up as well. Or the other Steve. Which neither one I've been in for a while, to be quite honest. But you've got stuff to do, Alan. You've got stuff to do. Don't worry about it. I'm in tired night late, so don't worry about that. I should have been doing this last night. But with a combination of gardening, gardening went interesting. I figured out I can use my lawnmower as a strimmer, and it's very effective. Very, very effective. So what you do is you grab the main handle where you hold it to keep it going. And where you've got all of that, you grab all of the top of where the actual, the engine and the actual lawnmower is, and you pick it up and swing it around. And you swing it over the grass, and it cuts it really, really well. Far better than any strimmer I've used. So effective. It was ridiculous. So I won't be using a strimmer from now on. I will only be using a lawnmower in both strimmer form and mower form. You were watching Eurovision with Spencer. I should have known he'd be watching it. I should have known he'd be watching it. He likes his Eurovision. Don't know why. He just seems to have latched onto that thing. You would have thought, as an actual somebody who claims to be a musician, it is relatively light. Yeah, it's just a little electric one. Well, this was the initial after winter cut, so this was the worst one. The next one should all be a lot easier. If I can just keep on top of it, it should just fly through all the others from now on. Oh, my leg's going a bit funny. Okay. Let's do a little wall because a little wall's easier. With it being little. We'll start with these ones here. So it is slowly coming along. Base floor's done, middle floor's, I would say halfway done because I've done the big wall first. Now, was that through Patreon or was... Yeah, I'm fine. The watch along, was that on Patreon or was that on YouTube? So obviously, if it was on YouTube, then he wouldn't be able to have displayed the actual songs and everything else. But through Patreon, you should have all been able to actually watch with him. Have I muted myself on both? No, I'm okay. I'm still all right. Although I think, yeah, wires moved. Damn it. See, some of these just fire off. Yeah, my leg's a bit funny. I mean, sat with one leg crossed over and essentially he's gone numb. Right, not on YouTube, right, okay. So it was an actual watch-along party thing rather than a reaction watch-along. which I've got to say, I react. Oh, you're not on Patreon. Oh, okay. Was it a? Well, it wasn't an Instagram thing because you're not on Instagram. So how did you manage that then? Because I know you're on Discord, but you only recently joined Discord. As far as I'm aware, I might possibly be the only one that you're a member of. Facebook. Oh, right. So you were watching it on your TV, he was watching it on his, and you was right. Now I get you. Okay, so you're watching it at the same time thing. Like when they did the football matches with Daniel. He had the match on, but we couldn't see it. Nice, man. Nice, man. Do us a favor when you pass Archangel Gabriel up on those clouds, just give him a kick for us. So go down there. You got rid of Satan or Lucifer or whatever you want to call him. Now go sort music out. Give the Swifties a quick Swifty. Actually, I shouldn't say that. They'll be at my door, won't they, knocking down. How dare you say that about our Lord and God? Fucking crazy bunch of people. Seriously, You want to see a bunch of nutters? Go look at Taylor Swift fans. Fucking crazy. Okay, so a little well done. Big well done. And the pipe's still there, which is nice. Oh, that's no good. You don't want delays. Finally, we've got this wall. And then 2 little bits. And then we're on for messy bit again. Did you bring the plaster? I know I refilled my water thing. I'm just not sure if I brought the plaster and the mixing tub with me. We'll find out in a minute. In fact, I'm guaranteed I've not got the plaster, but the mixing tub, I think, is in the kitchen. Ah, yes, that is the thing. We watch them on delays. There is kind of a way of doing it, but you can't do it on YouTube. And that would be going through a Patreon method or a Discord method. And then everyone essentially watches the same screen. So there's no disparity then, a discrepancy then between somebody being 30 seconds ahead and going, oh, this has just happened, and spoiling it for all the other people. I mean, StreamYard can be used to do something similar. But I would say probably the best one at the moment, I would say it would be Discord, because you can get more people in. You can get up to 99 people into a Discord chat, which is a lot of people if you're doing a watch along. I mean, sometimes you have to mute the room so people can't just constantly talk over it. But yeah, you can do watch alongs are actually quite easy to do. I mean, I can even set one up, I suppose. I wouldn't know what to watch. I have no idea what to watch. It'd obviously have to be something that I could display on the PC so that I could do a shared screen. But yeah, they are certainly doable. And I've got to say they are fun. I got to take part into Mrs. Laz and the family are doing okay. Mrs. Laz is just finished watching Eurovision, so I think she's now getting herself ready to go upstairs and either get ready for bed or she's going to get herself a drink. Well, she has a little bit of either a spy on me on the laptop and actually jump into the chat room without anyone knowing, including me, or she's probably going to go watch something or do some course or something. I don't know what she's about to go do. Whatever it is, by the looks of it, though, does include the laptop. Ali's asking how you are. I was getting funny looks because I was check Instagram. I go for one of them and press on my upside down wrong way around keyboard. I've got to find Instagram and type it in. It's all right. That would be a message from Mr. Mick D. Let me just. Okay, so this would be the Crystal Palace for Manchester United. No. Now, I don't think I want to be watching this online. Because I think it might be making me a little bit angry because it's going to be a 4-0 loss that I'm going to be watching. And I don't particularly want to watch that, being a United fan. It's not something that I put at the top of my priority list is to watch my team lose. However, it does look funny. So I'm going to go sit and watch outside after I've done this. It might also give me a chance to show what I mean by doing a watch along. Because the videos in Instagram now, I can send it pretty much to anything that I can share it now with pretty much anything. So if I do stick it through Discord, I can have people watch it with me. Preferably people who are going to be slightly sympathetic, like United fans. But hey, I can't complain if it's not. I do need to be going back in there though a little bit more because I haven't been in there for quite a while, and I should really. I should. There's a few Discords that I haven't been on for a while, and I need to really. I need to start getting back onto them. Kirsty's not here, otherwise would have shouted at. Not on the camera. I wasn't on camera. Could always tell when Kirsty disappeared for a few minutes because if I drift off camera, I don't get told off. You are just going to be cheated. Watch. Boom. It's got little slits in it already. That's going to be awesome. The rocks are looking absolutely brilliant, actually. Again, another reason why I need to go onto Discord because I should be posting these pictures on there as well as on Instagram. I've just lost a half a brick and I didn't mean to. That's not good. I need lots and lots of little tiny ones. This blade's fucking done. Don't fall too much. Don't try this at home, kids. Oh, good, you can't see. I'm not going on Discord right now. I do have a Discord channel. That's linked to this YouTube channel. And essentially, I need to be in there a bit more because I'm hardly ever in there. So I do need to spend a bit more time in there. As well as actually give the people that do go. It's fine because I've changed over legs now. So the other one's going to get numb eventually. Oh, wait, I do it all the time. I do it all the time. So it's certainly not something new for me to sit there and have my leg going numb on me. Little half ones, little half ones in the corner, getting your fucker. Oh, pardon my language. But it wasn't getting in with the little fucker, was it? No, it wasn't. Right. Triangle wedge bit. Get into that little set. There, thank you. No, bigger one. Bigger one. Wedge. I've got another wedge. I should have loads of wedges. Got loads of wedges. I'm running out of glue, sticky, not dry glue. Oh, yeah, I'm running out of usable sticky glue now. Because I applied it all on first. Well, that's the thing, because not. Pardon me. Because my Discord isn't a very big Discord, there's not many people in there. There's not many people chatting. So I do post a few things, but I often forget because I'm not in there that much. I often forget to post it. Same with Instagram. There's stuff generally goes up on Instagram in bulk. So when my armor is actually finished was when you actually got to see the majority of the work that I'd done on the Tyranids. And it wasn't until I'd actually finished the army and done it all that it got to the point where I'd remembered to put the photographs on or even take the photographs to start with, and to be quite honest. Okay, last one. Last one is nice and small. That's the biggest wall. That's a small section. They should not take long. He says. He says it shouldn't take long. It shouldn't take long if they actually work at a reasonable pace. So let's get a good few breaks out this time. And we're going for this. We're going for a record. Get it done quick. Come on. Please don't see me channel 4, please. See, trying to get them going quickly, but evenly. And evenly is quite difficult because I've not cut them easily. I'll take my phone out with me. Phone will work just as well as a laptop for the purposes of watching a video. Oh no, I can't do that, can I? That is a good point. But they're not linked. So, I mean, I could do it by Facebook. So, if I post on Instagram, it'll post on Facebook. But I keep Facebook and Instagram separate because Facebook's got my name, my family, pictures of my kids, things that I don't necessarily want to be out there in the world because I've made a choice to come on YouTube. It's not their choice. They haven't made it. So in fairness, though, Mick, I have that reaction pretty much every time I watch United this season. I want to smash something up. They're just really having to I don't know what it is. Since Fergie's gone, it's like they just don't give a anymore. Like all club pride's gone. It's all about the player. There's too many egos, too many people wanting to just make their name for themselves and be the biggest and be the best. And it's like, nah, mate, club first. Club first. Nobody's bigger than the club. And I think they've lost that. And now they can't turn around and go, we're Manchester United. Who do you think you are? Because they go, yeah, you're a mid-table team. You know who you think you used to be. We pretty much are at the minute. We're a mid-table team, which is not what United fans expect from United for a start, because we used to top flight football. We used to being in the mix, if not at the top. So if we're not winning it, we're certainly challenging it. But no, City have got that at the moment. They've got all that wrapped up in the bag to be the team of Manchester for the time being. Fair play to them. I suppose every dog has to have its day. I just wish it wasn't necessarily at our expense. Although going off this season, I will say it's City's. Even if Arsenal don't screw up, I don't see anything they can do really to. It's City who've got to screw up, not Arsenal. Points left, games left. Yeah, I don't see how Arsenal are going to come over with it. They're going to do the usual thing. They're going to bustle it at the end. And then as they bottle it at the end and lose, I get to phone my mate up and go, ha, you bottled it and lost again. And then my other two mates phone up and go, ha, we won the league again. And the banter starts before next season. Yeah, exactly. You have a game in hand and then not. Last time I checked, I think they were 2 points behind with a game in hand. It's a very nice, comfortable position to be in, especially when you've got the players in the form that City are in. And with De Bruyne and Haaland, I mean, City don't field strikers. They just field defenders and midfielders and still win. Like, what we're going to do, 5 defenders, 5 midfielders, and a goalie. What you're going to do? We're going to win 7-1. Why are you going to win 7-1? Because we're going to make sure we crop them in the penalty area. Ta-da. City playing football. Okay, come on. We're getting towards the end now. Final push, people. Come on. Send me your willpower. Send me that energy. I'm going to need it. And of course, once I've done all this, then I've got to paint it. Unluckily, my brother-in-law picked up his spray gun, his airbrush and his compressor, so I'm down to solely on brushes. Which isn't really a bad thing. I mean, it gets me used to brushes still. It gets me practice with having a brush in my hand, which is the main thing about this, is to get the practice to make myself better so that hopefully in another year's time, I'm even better than I was at this year, which I'm going to have to go back and retrospectively have a look to see how much, if at all, I've improved over the last few years that I've been doing this. It's been years now. It's been years. I forget about that. It's been a couple of years that I've done this now. Scary when I think about it like that. Very worrying. It doesn't feel like I've been doing this for years. Really doesn't. There are bits that are obviously made themselves known. I'm much more comfortable on camera now. Although I had some of that down anyway because of being on JV's Hangouts. So that wasn't an entirely new thing to me, but with being up on a panel, it's one thing. You've got other people up there with you. You're not the main focus. You're not the one who's got to hold the show and run the show. Starting my own, doing it like this, it was daunting at first. It certainly was, because I had no idea if I'd even get anything more than the 4 subscribers. Because I knew I was going to get a certain 4 subscribers because they were going to pity me. And they'd already subscribed before I'd even done a video, so kind of like, right, okay. So luckily I wouldn't say been a success, but I've had better results than I expected. What got me into this is I grew up on an estate that was. I grew up in Manchester in the 80s and 90s, and it wasn't a great time. Don't get me wrong, there was other areas that were far worse, but there were certain things that were very prolific around my estate, drug-wise. So, and there was a lot of people getting caught up in them and in gangs and stuff like that. One day, one of my friends came to me with the other half of a starter set for the fantasy version of this. And I started on that. And essentially kept me out of doing drugs for a good couple of decades. It didn't keep me completely away from doing it. I mean, I smoke. I used to drink heavily. Still have caffeine. And I'm aware of what the word drug actually means. So I do count all those in there. I'm on medication. I take paracetamol. So it's not like I don't do any form of medication or drugs. It's more, this gives me something that kept me away from the type of people that were going to try and get me to a bad place. No, not at all. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. This hobby essentially kept me, if you want to say, this hobby kept me out of prison. No, pretty much where 90% of the people from who basically, if you didn't find a way to get out of it, that's where you ended up. He was involved in that type of scene, and I was lucky enough to be able to find out or something to direct my energy to early enough that I didn't get dragged into it. So yes, I've been doing this since I was about 12. So that's what, 39 years now, nearly enough, isn't it? No, not 39, 29 years, nearly enough. Yeah, nearly 30 years now. I've been using this as a hobby, distraction, entertainment, relaxation. It's been all sorts for me. It's also been an incredibly big pain in the ass because it takes up storage. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of storage this takes up. But anyway, I digress. I have bricks. I have bricks. So, just for a reference, I'm going to first of all move these two off the top of here because they're going to fall if I don't. And then wonder which child that was going bounding across the landing. So first of all, let's actually set this up so all the floors are connected together. Okay, so hello, people. I want it. I'm not sure which way around I want to do this. I'm not sure which way around I want to do this. If I put that there, knock whatever that was off the back of my desk. Luckily, these boxes there to catch it. because there's batteries and these glue and these microphone bits and 3D printed bits and all sorts. Okay, so yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss because I want to show both buildings off, but both buildings don't fit on this little bit of my desk. So I'm just trying to think how I can make possibly a little bit more room without knocking more things off onto this. Get off my sleeve. Get off my sleeve. Thank you. Okay, so we have building number 1, which, if anyone watching remembers, it took me about half a year to do because I only do it on Mondays. So we have building number 1, which is the fallen in building. So this, I'm going to trim all this off and trim around the edges. I've already started around here. As you can see, I've started trimming the edges. So it's got to be able to fit on a hill. I will be taking a picture because then I can move this light for better lighting. So once I've got, I can fit that there, just about. So this one's going to be kind of the opposing version. So whereas that one is very built in and there's not any space in there to stand within. This one instead is going to be open, and same way that I did these rocks, I'm going to put very, very, very small sections in corners coming out of the open, because the door is open on this one. So coming out of the open door a little bit to give it some. I've even given it a little mat area there so that I know roughly where I'm going to be putting it. And then a little bit more around there, filling behind here and in the front of here a little bit. Bulk up this section, which is going to be broken back a little and broken forward to be more debris, and build up the filler kind of round there, and little bits in there. So by the end of it, I should have much more open. So then when it comes to fitting a unit in there, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the sergeant? Somebody with a sword. Give me someone with a sword. Well, one of you has got a sword. There we go. And then last one. If you will go in without. So there you go. You can get a unit of 6 in just in the courtyard section. And even if I was to go, okay, this actually a 10-man unit of Terminators that go in there. Where are you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Have I put? Yeah, I put a little sword in there. That's why. So even if it was to be a 10-man Terminator squad, they will all fit on that bottom floor there. Then once, obviously, all 5 are still in there, but it would also give me then enough room to have another unit. Don't fall off. On the upper floors. but I could also fit a much, yeah, exactly, plenty of space in this one. So this was more so you can fit a full 20-man horde unit in, whereas this one really the bottom floor's not usable because it's all filled in. So really, you've only got the top 2 floors, which although it can fit, it could probably fit the full 5-man section of these on there. Although I'm going to take the slightly larger sergeant out of the ruins because he is slightly larger, just to show that I can get the bigger models on there. You can still get a 6-man squad up into these ruins, but you're not going to get much in on the bottom floor. So it does limit a little bit by having a small section and a big section, and then any open section on hills or anywhere like that. It makes a big difference. It does make a big difference. Is that the other war boss? Oh, it is. Excellent. I found both of them. That was good. Thought I've lost one of them. I like the war bosses. Okay, so let's put Cardrun up there in a minute. Out the road, Karen. And all the Terminators go back up there because they're very handy models just to show off size. It is limited, but so's the overall scope of the game. There's only so much you can actually take. So just for what I put out there is probably about 300-400 points ish. And a 2,000 point game, that's like a fifth of my points just in that. And that's to take up 2 pieces of scenery on a 6 foot by 4 foot table. So that's why this one's got to be slightly larger, because I do need to take up a larger footprint. So I can kind of cheat a little bit by filling up the area with just one piece of area with a large piece of terrain, rather than having to have loads of little bits scattered around and put up there. Okay, so building that's closest to being completion goes back up and out the way so that I can put the chariots back up. And that gets the chariots off my desk as well, even though it's technically still on my desk because it's on the PC. But they're up there and they're out of the way. Okay, so now the breaking up's done on this. Next it is blow off all the bits and pieces that are all the way around. Thank you very much. And I need to mix up some plaster. And I need to make a decision. Do I add a barrel? I know it's like it's hardly a decision. It is a big decision. Because a barrel adds a lot of detail and extra little bit of thing on it. So just give me a second, because this section here is looking kind of plain and boring. I mean, it's just that. That's it. It doesn't look right. So I'll add something to it, to kind of something behind it to try and make it look a little bit more used. So I'm just going to go have a quick look under my desk and in the kitchen to mix it up, because I wanted to mix it up on the plaster. And I'm going to see if there's any little bits that I can kind of add to it just to give it a little bit more something, a little bit more life, a little bit more character. I mean, it's got a bit of a broken ladder, which is hanging down, and it's got a computer terminal on the top floor. It's got a pipe sticking out there, and I know the other one hasn't got all that, but I think it's got some character anyway with the moss growing up the side. I'm not necessarily going to moss this one up. So yeah, a barrel or some crates, some ammo crates. It's just something to almost, yeah, but very impromptu. He's like he's not a real defense. He's just like just shove all that up there and we can hide behind it. That type of thing. So I won't be a moment. I did have a be right back. I should have a. I still got it. I think I've still got it. Present share screen. God, how I do this. That's how I do that. But now I've got to do that and that. And hopefully that'll sort that out. I'll be back in a minute. While I go find. Oh, look at it. Up for mixing. Up for mixing. And plaster. So now I can close that because it's no be back soon. I'm back now. Stop sharing screen. You don't need that anymore. Right. So along with doing the thingy there, I've also got the last hill. It's gonna be fun. So I'm plastering up the side of the hill and then plastering around that bits. Oh. So as per usual, big box plaster, tubs to mix it in, and I've got my squeezy water thing over there and some. I'll find something I can mix it with. Now I'm either going to mix too much or not enough. So let's find out. I see a bricker. Where have you fallen from? Have you got glue on you? No, you are nice and so right. Mixy thing. I need a mixy thing. That was a mixy thing. I don't want to put all plaster in it though. So we shall find out in a moment. Thank you everybody else who's come to join me this evening. And now we're up to 4. Alison and Mick, we have friends. We have friends. See, lollipop sticks. Lollipop sticks work. Although I should have bigger lollipop sticks somewhere, which is actually the ones that I want. On the big lollipop sticks, the big lollipop. Crunch, kaboom, the thing falling all over. That's the sound instead. That I'm just going to have to go with normal lollipop sticks. I did have some quite large multicoloured ones, but I don't know where they've gone, and they're much better for stirring and mixing. So, yeah, on camera. I do not know what the friends' names are. I do not know. But I know he's one person who is viewing. You are another person who is viewing. And there is telling me that there are 4 people watching me. And that makes 2 new friends. I just don't know who they are. Hello to our 2 new friends. I am slightly crazy, but please don't let it put you off. I can be quite a pleasant person sometimes. Sometimes not so much, but that depends on the topic of conversation mostly. As long as the topic of conversation doesn't end up as you can't, then I'm usually all right. Because sod it, I'll give it a go. Can't just means you've not tried hard enough. And that is very, 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 very sloppy. That is way too sloppy. That is going to need more. That's going to need more. If you wish to say hi, then please do. If you don't wish to say hi, you don't have to say hi. For all I know, he's Haid and she's already half fallen asleep. And has come in and just gone, that's just what I needed. Yeah, definitely too, Ronnie. I need to be able to I need it like thick cottage cheese, which I know doesn't sound very pleasant, but yeah, it makes it easier to manage and sculpt. There we go. See now it's a bit thicker. So now when I slap it onto the side and pop it in and get my hands all messy, which is the fun bit of this. So, yeah. Let's just move that out of the way. So it's now thicker for when I come to do this. And I can when I do that now, it holds on as opposed to just slopping off. Slopping off. Smooth it out a little bit. Make sure it's filled all the areas it needs to. So I just do this all the way around. No, it comes off relatively easy once you get it wet and run it underwater. It just comes off quite pretty much like a thick dirt. It's just wall filler essentially. So if you've used polyfiller or anything similar, it's just that. It's just because I bought it in powder form, I get to choose the consistency that I make it up at. So I get to make it a little bit thicker. And that way I get to manipulate it a tad bit more. But the working time goes down with it because it'll dry quicker this way as well. I mean, it won't be dry tonight. It will not be dry tonight. I'm going to have to wait until tomorrow at the very earliest before this is even considered to be even dry brushed or based, or just primed, to be quite honest. But this one I will do off camera because I've done 3 on camera. I did the 2 large ones and the little tiny one. This is the middle one. Now I have made sure that the base is an adequate size so that you can fit on at least the biggest of the other rocks. So I can at least do a 2-stack and a 2-stack. And that the little one can also fit still on top here. So if I wanted to do a 3-stack, I can. Or do 2 on a single thing. So I have done some planning for it, so they can be used in some modular way, and I don't have to use the same topography every time that we play or that I play. Hopefully, once I've got all this done, you go, "Oh, you've got a lot of scenery." I just leave it on the desk to dry, and I'm right next to a window. I'm right next to a radiator. I'm used to it now, Ali. I'm very. People sometimes come in, they don't talk. They might talk. I don't like trying to force people to talk, but I do. I don't want them to think that they have to sit there and be quiet just because they're new here. It's just, come on, talk to us, chat away. But it would be nice to know who pops in, even if they don't have a name. Yeah, it would be nice, even if it's a screen name like I use, just to know what the reach is, who they are, what they're interested in. I mean, well, we know we could have lots in common, but they didn't open their mouth to say anything, so they never found out. Hi, Mick. Hello, mate. At least you're still with us. Definitely make sure I need to smooth that top section out up there. It's a shame I'm not going to be able to get up and set all this up by the time Spencer gets over here. Because I'll be the only one out of all of them. It's like, I've actually had a game. I know what this is like. I understand some of it now. And everyone's like, well, what's the thing? And they'll go, it's boring as shit. And that'll be the end of the conversation. How did you manage to? In fact, I'm not going to ask how you managed to do that because I've done the same thing before now. Got the paper the wrong way around. I don't know, this bit's being a bit of a bumhole. As it's slowly coming through. Come on, get over there, yes, sad. I don't know when you've been big and clumpy either. I've got a texture all this yet. The correct answer to that is, you dumbass, check where the gummy is next time. That's the technical correct answer to, you've rolled it inside out. Always check where the gum is. So, no, so I did make this, as I said, to fit on others and underneath others, but because of that, I've also tried to narrow the edge size. So when units are stood on top, they can still be what's called unit coherency with each other and not be penalized just because of the terrain. and my bad planning. So that's the idea now with this one. Just one more nice clump to smooth in around there, please. Fill in that nice gap. Now with tacky fingers, tap the damn thing so it has no smooth flat. Oh, no ridiculously smooth flat sections anyway, so it does look a little bit more rough and textured. Now, take some extra bits off there. Now, this isn't too bad because what you can do is you can run your fingers over it like this to get excess off, but it'll leave like track marks once it dries because it will be raised up. And you can see them. Good evening, squirrel. Good evening. Thank you for coming to join me, man. I don't know if you're driving, if you're home, if you've got a spare second, if you've got a bit of time, you want to jump up and chat, feel free. If you've got any questions, if you're just coming to take the piss, doesn't really matter. But that is basis and the base of hill 4 done. We have more than a friend in this case, Ali. This squirrel, hey look, a squirrel, was one of the first people to ever check out my streams. You're adding letters, squirrel. You're adding letters. It even actually says what the acronym's for underneath it. Come on. Couldn't have been that long a day of work. Yeah, well, squirrel. Essentially, my first ever time on squirrel, and this squirrel popped up and basically said, "Sort your neck out. Your camera layout shit. Do it like this. Do it like this. Do it like this." And within 20 minutes, my look was instantly better. So I owe a lot of my continuing YouTube endeavor to that man. And I will forever be grateful for it. He's a very, very kind person. Has time for people. And he's a good bloke in general. Nice man. If you don't already check him out, Ali, channel name's quite literally there. Hey, look, squirrel. Go check him out. Funny guy. Level-headed, very down to earth. He's going to sit there and go, "Are you talking about the same person?" "Yeah, I am. Sorry, squirrel." Despite the fact that you can quite happily walk into a chat room and be the asshole and pull it off quite spectacularly. What's with the covered cow tongue? Don't quite get that one. It must be an American thing. I'm going to blame it on that. Shit, I forgot my barrel. I forgot to get my barrel out. Oh, well, I can add it in retrospectively. Once I've... I mean, look at that. Look at that. Squirrel's 20 questions with Captain was certainly a unique one. I think Squirrel's the only one who came prepared with an extra set of questions for himself to be asking the host, which I thought was a fantastic move. That was like, right, you asked me a question, I'm going to ask you a question. Yeah, absolutely brilliant move. Now, if anyone does wish to come up, you're going to have to give me a second to maneuver the mouse with my elbow. Yeah, of course the barrel's empty. You can drink the contents, mate. No, this is a little plastic barrel, but yes, it is empty. If you did have a contents though, I would have drank it. No, I wouldn't. People saw the last time I drank, and it was not pretty. It was not pretty at all. Right, so now we have Hill. We have the start of a fallen breed building. Just a little bit more to add. Thank you very much, Squirrel. You have a good night, mate. I hope Mrs.'s night goes well. Yeah, well, look, as I say, I don't drink, and it's not because I can't. As I said, if I'm going to drink, yeah, I do it, and I'll do it properly. Essentially. So yeah, I don't drink lager though. So as soon as you go for a pint, it's like, well, I've got to have something that lasts as long as a pint. So double rum it is. I was just lucky I'd smoked first. So there we go. I just need to let all that dry. Essentially. Oh dear God, look at the state of my hands. This is why gloves exist, people. This is why gloves exist. Right, so I'm going to go clean my hands for a moment. And no, I've been going for what, 2 hours now? 2 hours 15. My desk is getting a little bit cluttered. I don't particularly want to start basing and getting any of it mixed in with this, because obviously I've got that and the Hill both sat on my desk drying at the moment with polyfiller. So I'm going to let those dry. I will come back and either do a individual small live stream to base Karun, or I will do an actual basing stream. So I'll get a few of the models that I base, like all the Terminators and stuff that I intend to be using for the battle. I'll base those. But I think it's going to end up being gravel for those, which means the two armies are not going to match bases. Oh well. Let's move that out a bit. I didn't quite like how that was looking. I might have to glue a few more bricks and stuff in. But at this point, thank you very much, Mick and Alison, because you've both been here pretty much from the start all the way through. In fact, Mick, I think you have been here from the start all the way through. Thank you very much for joining that. And see, as I'm looking at it, I'm finding little bits. It's just like, well, that needs pressing down now. And that needs working in there. And that needs pressing in there. And that needs... It never seems to just do as I want it to properly. Like, get in there. beginning. Right, that's got to. I'm just well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give up the ghost. I'm gonna have to go. So thank you very much again for Ali and Mick for staying all the way through. Squirrel, Buzzard, Kirsty, Nick. I know I had more and I can't remember who they were. But everybody who joined tonight, thank you very much for coming to see me. And I will see you Monday next week. I'm going to try and get it on time, 9:30, properly done. But until then, drive safe and see you later.